Hi, I'm Dr. Shantakumar B. Patil, Professor, Sai Vidya Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Today I'm going to present the architecture of ARM processor. This is my second session. So in the case of the ARM processor, the data flow model is shown in the figure. It fetches data as well as instruction from the memory. If data is there, it is directly sent to the register file. So from register file, it has been sent to the ALU for further process. If the instruction is there, it has been sent to the instruction decoder. So once it is decoded, so according to the instruction, it performs the operation. Arithmetic logic unit, which performs arithmetic as well as logical operations depending upon the instructions. If it add instruction is there, it performs addition operation. If subtract instruction is there, it's going to perform the subtract operation. The result of this ALU, if it is intermediate, it is written in the register, or otherwise it has been sent back to the memory. Instruction fetches the instruction from the memory. Instruction decoder decode the instruction and identify the opcode of the instructions. ALU perform arithmetic logical operation, MAC, multiply, accumulate unit, take the register value Rn and Rm from the A and B buses and compute the result. Load and store instructions use the ALU to generate an address to be held in the address register and broadcast on the address bus. So there are totally 15 general purpose registers and one dedicated register called as a CPSR. The processor can operate in 7 different modes. All the registers shown are 32 bits in size. There are up to 18 active registers, 16 data registers, and 2 processor status registers. The data registers are visible to the programmer as R0 to R15. The ARM processor has 3 registers assigned to the particular task or special functions. They are frequently given different labels to differentiate them from the other registers. Register R13 is traditionally used for the stack pointer. Register R14 called the link registers. And is where the core puts the return address whenever it calls the subroutine. Register R15 is the program counter and contains the address of next instruction to be fetched by the processor. Depending upon the context, register R13 and R14 can also be used as general purpose registers. Dangerous to use R13 as general registers when the processor is running any form of operating system, because operating system often assume that the R13 always points to a valid stack frame. In ARM state, the register R0 to R13 are orthogonal. Any instructions that you can apply to R0, you can equally well apply to any of the other registers. However, there are instructions that treat R14 and R15 in a special way. In addition to the 16 data registers, there are two program status registers, CPSR and SPSR. The current and saved program status registers respectively. So this is 32-bit current program status registers called as a CSPR. This has been divided into 4 fields, each of 8 bits wide: flags, status, extension, and control. In current design, the extension and status fields are reserved for future use. The control field contains the processor mode, state, and interrupt mask bits. The flags field contains the condition flags. Some ARM processor cores have extra bits allocated. For example, JBit, which can be found in the flags field, is only available on Jagella enabled processors, which execute 8-bit instructions. The processor mode determines which register are active and the access right to the CPSR register itself. Each processor mode is either privileged or non-privileged. The privileged mode allows full read-write access to the CPSR. Conversely, a non-privileged mode only allows read access to control field in the CPSR, but still allows read-write access to the condition flags. There are 7 processor modes in total, 6 privileged modes: abrupt fast interrupt request, supervisor, system, and undefined. 1 non-privileged mode, that is user. Abrupt mode, the processor enters abrupt mode when there is a failed attempt to access memory. So this is pictorially. So it has shown the abrupt mode. The fast interrupt and interrupt request modes correspond to the 2 interrupt levels available on the ARM processor. So this is the hardware structure for the interrupt. Any device is in need of the CPU service, in turn send the request to the CPU. Immediately CPU acknowledge the interrupted device through the acknowledgement signal, and it starts executing the ISR by going to the particular vector table. In supervisor mode is the mode that an operating system kernel operates in. So pictorially you can show this is a user mode, kernel mode, CPU, memory, devices. System mode is a special version of user mode that allows full read-write access to the CPSR. Undefined mode is used when processor encounters an instruction that is undefined or not supported by implementation. For example, if you are using ADDD or SUUB, so this is what you can call it as a undefined mode. These instructions it's come under the mode called as a undefined mode, because for addition only the ADD is there, for the subtraction only SUB is there, but here A followed by 3 Ds and S followed by 2 U are there. So by mistake, if you entered triple D or W in the case of the sub, so it drive to the mode called as a undefined mode. So user mode is used for programs and